Okay, everybody, welcome back to Tomcats Corner. I This will be the last video I make for today. I've made 4 of them through the action cycles here. I want to post them up to MeWe and to find a Facebook here to the Victory Games page. But anyway, this will be the last one I do for today. I'll make some more later this week as we go through these game turns. This particular file that we're looking at here is not a log file. Unfortunately, I don't have step-by-steps on this one. I just have my notes that encompass where we're at here. Going to our sequence of play, we had his submarines attacked, and that was all of his actions. His air units attacked early. They're bombing at my bases. Surface units moved, did very little. His submarines moved, positioned themselves around the narwhal, and also made their attacks on Muscat, which were very successful, obviously. That left my air units for, in the AM turn, like I said, each day has, each turn, bring up the turn track, each turn 1 has 3 or 6 action segments, right? Which game turn 1 is the AM turn. Game turn 2 is the afternoon. Game turn 3 is the terminal, night turn, and then it starts all over again. But bottom line is, in that AM turn, all that was left was my aircraft, and basically all we saw happen was the B-52s launched out of Diego, and I want to see if it was a cruise missile attack. I don't think it was. Yes, it was. So in that turn, because you see there was a 1 there, the B-52s launched out of Diego and flew down here to about 25 range, whatever the, over the East Indian Ocean, launched a cruise missile attack on Car Nicobar. It was successful. There's a damage 2 marker on that base, which is awesome, which means no matter what, by the end of this day, even if he gets a repair, Car Nicobar is out of commission through the next day, not just the next turn, but the next 3 turns, because you only get the repair phase at night. So Car Nicobar essentially is a non-threat, even though he's got a reconnaissance aircraft there and interceptors. Nada. Those planes aren't moving off that base because the damage. And I think that's really all I achieved. I didn't. Oh, I attacked up here against Bushehr, bombers out of Kuwait and bombers out of Al Manara. Basically, tornadoes and F-16s flew over and dropped bombs on Bushehr port. And I found out after the fact, putting my, see that 10 in there? That's the air defense of the base. So I subjected my aircraft to air defenses that I didn't need to, especially on Bushehr, which I was just looking for the points. Because truthfully, you kill a base in this game, and it gives you, for every base you kill, you get 10 points, victory points. You're going to see him racking up the points here as he crushes my air bases all along the Persian Gulf, all along Indonesia, anyway, all along Oman. So I wanted to get some points on the board. So I figured I'll attack Bushehr. It doesn't have as strong a strength. It doesn't have as, Shiraz is much stronger. Yaz and all these other bases are covered by his combat air patrol. And as you can see too, my combat air patrol opaque colors are now up as well, showing the range of my caps. But anyway, figured I'd get some points. Well, it turns out ports aren't worth any points in this game. You can kill it if it was an objective for the scenario. It might be important, but in this particular scenario, ports don't give me any benefit. So I subjected them to my aircraft to the air defenses for nothing. Could have lost some aircraft. That would have been brilliant. So we attacked Bushehr, we attacked Car Nicobar, and I did have success there. did not have success at the other, which ended game turn 1. So I'm going to go back to turn tracker. So game turn 1 ended. Game turn 2 starts. Now you see here all of these stacks of aircraft in game turn 4. This is all the aircraft out of game turn 1 that were RTB'ed. I RTB'ed his aircraft, he RTB'ed mine. The MiG-31s, I think, are the ones that I damaged in with a cruise missile strike. I don't remember. Or maybe they were the ones out of Card-Nicobar. I can't remember off the top of my head, but oh, maybe he has them tabbed there. Let's see here. They were Ashgabat. So, no, they weren't fighters that he lost because of damage. He moved them. He wanted them closer so that their flight radius would be more effective against my combat air patrol. So he moved them from Ashgabat right here to Kerman. Okay. So when you move, you can transit aircraft in this game, just like you can anytime, but you can transit aircraft and you can park them at new air bases, but you can't have them once they're the new facility. You got to wait 3 turns. My F-18s here that were originally in Bandar Abbas are now flying to, or no, they were in Dubai. They're heading to Al Wakra, and then the aircraft that were in Bandar Abbas are flying to Abu Dhabi. And so they're out of commission until they've landed. They just aren't available until the crews get them back up to flight capability. So anyway, game turn 2 started. He got initiative. He started with air, and this, like I said, I don't have a log file to go through what he did. I just have my notes here. He had another pretty effective turn here. First 8 hours of our game are under our belt. We start the next action segment. He has the initiative, and Scott launches his bombers once more. His initial strategy of wanting to clear the Soviets and the Indians, no, my initial strategy, I should say, I'm reading from my notes, wanting to clear the Soviets and the Indians of their strategic forces, is delivering the enemy a great number of successes here. Again, all of my fighter aircraft are still, if you look here, still on the strategic map, because that's where they got to be until the end of the day, game turn 3. So while my Lincoln battle group moves a bit south to protect the enemy, the many empty tankers and amphibious assaults moving towards their objectives, her F-14s are no longer in range to help protect the air bases in the Gulf of Oman. So basically, Task Force 4 was up here, started in the Gulf of Oman, and when she was up there, as you can see, the F-14s provided cover for Muscat and for some of the bases there. Not a lot, but some. But the bottom line is, as I moved south to start moving these ships in their direction, protecting these ships, it gave him opportunity to attack here. So, with no defensive aircraft nearby, the Soviet bombers removed Muscat from the playing field, destroying all the aircraft stationed there. So Muscat was blown up, destroyed. So when we look at the turn thing here, the aircraft in Muscat weren't destroyed, I should say. They just had the opportunity to move, and that's what you see here. These aircraft are now heading to new bases. Probably these ones that are out Wakra are the ones out of Muscat that were flying cap over Muscat. The Indians launched strikes out of Rajkot, which is right here. Okay. He has MiG-29s, JAGs. He's got a lot of MiG-29s, and they've got this 30 bombing value per MiG. His Jaguars have a 40. So he sent in Migs as a defender with MiGs and JAGs as bombers, and he attacked up here on Karachi. Well, as I showed you a minute ago, all the Pakistani aircraft are on strategic mission, and that makes it that the 1J6 that I left there in Karachi on cap did their best they actually damaged a Jag. You see here, he's got a damaged Jaguar. But they too were damaged and RTB'd. And then the pummeling began against Karachi. Karachi was hit twice with his bombers. So the Migs were very effective there. At this point, I'm really beginning to get angry at my first move, turn mistake here with the strategic mission cycle. That was just stupid. If Karachi is destroyed, Pakistan is removed from the battle, because except for their surface and subs, their air units are those that are on combat air patrol or strategic air display, I should say. They can't go anywhere else. Pakistan has to launch. It's one of those nations by the rules that has to launch out of its own bases, and this is the only base that the Pakistanis have. So in essence, he's almost effectively removed Pakistan as a air unit or air enemy threat from the game here. One of his airstrikes were able to destroy a squadron of Su-24s. So he did make an attack out of Al-Mukalla, what's it called here? Al-Mukalla. Su-27s flew, and they came down here, I think, to strike my Salalah base. Bottom line is we RTB'd him. We got two. We got a 2 and an R, which means 2 steps of damage and an RTB. So his MiG-20 or Su-24s, which was a pretty strong unit, 50 bombing points, long range, blew them out of the sky. That was cool. A little bit of luck there, but that was it. That's from the end of the last action segment of game turn 1 into the first action segment of game turn 2. That's what we achieved, and you're also going to see detection markers now. Let me show you here real quick. Over in the North Arabian Sea, I found his Ovsenko, but his 4 subs, one of them at least, found the narwhal. That's all you need. Local detection, that gives you at least the number through the action cycle, an opportunity to attack that with every asset you have that has ASW capability. So bottom line, when he gets to his submarine attacks, he's got a lot of subs there that can attack the narwhal. I have 1 sub that can attack his Ovsenko. Well, I should say I've got multiple subs that I can bring in to attack his Ovsenko, but I've only found the 1. So that was a bummer. Down here, we got a local detection with my Shushuk, this Pakistani diesel boat, because there's a surface units directly over him in his limited detection zone. Surface units are automatically detected. It doesn't matter what your ASW potential is. If you have a surface unit in the ring, around your unit sub, or other surface vessel for that matter, it is automatically detected. If I were a surface unit too, I would automatically be detected, but I'm a sub. So he had to roll to detect me. He did not, and then he had to roll, and then the Sindigosh tried to detect me, and it did not. So fortunately, I got a little boon there, because I'm going to be able to attack with that submarine when I get to my subs. Scrolling down here real quickly, let's see if there's anything else that's kind of any point here. Again, Card Nicobar was attacked, damage 2. Banda Asi attack, damage 2. Both bases effectively shut down for the sake of running any missions out of them. And that's it. I will tell you that this little the Adu Atoll and the Male Atoll, these bases belong to India, and they are concerning, because if Scott gets the wherewithal to move bombers out to them, they can start potentially hammering Diego Garcia. So I got to take care of them. and that becomes a priority here soon. So anyway, again, you're going to see some detection markers on his Skvortsov. They found task group 8. That's not good for that task group. What's task group 8? Task group 8 is the Burmese Endeavour with the Australian 2 frigates and destroyer. The Australians have a presence here in the Sumatra zone in the East Indian Ocean. This combat support, the success is just that. It's just a combat support. It basically carries weapons and fuel. It's not a combatant, although it does have air defense, which is kind of cool. But bottom line is I got 3 ships defending this tanker. He's got 2 submarines right off of us. That is not good. So we'll see that coming up here shortly. I also found his Kotov. The black circle around that 4 means that sub is noisy. I believe that's an alpha. They were noisy boats. Anyway, we found the Kotov, and that's cool. And that'll give me an opportunity to start putting some subs on the bottom of the sea here. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Like I said, I might do another one tonight if I get the gumption. Probably tomorrow. Oh, found the lunch key over here too in the Maldives. That's good. If you're enjoying these, click like on the posts and let me know as I continue here. And I appreciate you watching. Take care.